get to 80 pence a click. And during that first kind of week and a half of the ads running there, that's where Facebook was in the learning process. But once it had learned enough and it understood it, look at what happens to our cost per click. It starts to not just tail off, but it plummets. Right down here, we're under 20 pence within a fortnight of starting the ads. But if we do, what happens is people come on board and they test ads and they run them for like 3 days. Oh, it's not working very well. And they stop and they never benefit from the huge learning that the Facebook algorithm is able to deliver for you. And now once you understand what's going on, because don't forget, when I was a kid, like the biggest brains in the planet went to work for NASA, right? But now the biggest brains in the planet, they're at places like Google and they're at places like Facebook. And there's a lot of computer power going into making this happen. And as marketers, we can tap into all of that. And that's one of the other reasons why Facebook ads can generate high quality leads for 99.9% of businesses when you do it properly. And hopefully already you're seeing today some of the techniques that are necessary in order to do it properly. So we've looked at the objectives, we've looked at the targeting, we've got to look at your ad now. So let's look at the ad itself. So let's look at the anatomy of the perfect Facebook ad. Here's an ad. This worked very well for a dentist, one of our dentists in Liverpool. There are 3 elements to this ad. The first one is the text, the bit at the top. The second element is the image, the bit in the middle. And then, slightly strangely, the bottom bit is the headline, the bit at the bottom. Facebook puts the headline pieces at the bottom. Let's look at those 3 elements in turn. Let's look at the ad text first. So here's some ads. This one, we ran our survival guide ad there. This one is an ad for a nursery education business that we do a lot of campaigns for, works very, very well for them. And this one is a wedding venue. Another very successful sets of campaigns that we've run for these guys here. Now you can see all those there, they all look differently, but the bits at the top are the text part of the ad. And what we've learned a lot from all our ads around what works around text, and what we've learnt is to write good ads in Facebook, you do not need to be a copywriter. It's good news, right? There are 2 winning formulas for writing really effective Facebook ads. So I'm going to share them with you. Formula number 1 is kind of 3-step ad copy. So the steps are very straightforward. You tell them, first of all, here's what I've got. Next, you tell them, here's what it'll do for you. And then the third thing you tell them is what you want them to do next. So very straightforward. Here's what I've got. Here's how it helps you. Here's what to do next. And those 3 little pieces can be a couple of paragraphs each, a couple of sentences each. Typically the texts are fairly short, 100, 150 words probably. And that's our formula number 1. But write that down because it's a keeper. It works really, really well. The second formula is a little bit more sophisticated, it requires a bit more effort, but it can also work very, very well across all sorts of different industries and sectors. We call it the Trojan horse ad copy. Now, Trojan horse ad copy is long copy. It's got lots of words in it. And that copy delivers value, and it only pitches whatever it is that we are selling after we've given some value and built some trust. So I'll show you, if you look at the screen now and look at what is now coming through. And you don't need to read this, but this is a Trojan horse piece of copy. This is long copy, as you can see, it scrolls through, there's quite a lot of it. Yes, we put all that in a Facebook ad, it's all in the kind of text box. There's the image that comes through as well, and there's the headline at the end. If you look at it on a little snippy tool, it looks something like that. So quite a lot of words there, a few hundred words in that piece. But what we're doing, the structure is very straightforward. We hook them in at the beginning. Our liars piece and the image is all designed to help get their attention. Once we've got them in, we then deliver some value. We tell a story that builds a bit of trust, that is helpful. And what we then do is transition to the offer. And then right at the bottom, we tell them exactly what we want them to do next with our call to action. So the 2 formulas there, the 2 different elements of the text part of your Facebook ad. Next up is images. Now these are arguably the most important part of the ad. And they're the most important part of the ad because they're the first thing that people see. You know what it's like when you're scrolling down Facebook. It's the images that catch your eye typically. So getting your images right or wrong can make or break your campaign. And this is where most people go wrong. I've told you already several times here, it is a fact that Facebook ads can generate high quality leads and inquiries and sales for 99.9% of businesses, providing you do it properly. And as far as images are concerned, doing it properly means not using images that look like ads. These are not campaigns I've run, by the way. I've found these online. I am disassociating myself from these ads because they all use images that look like ads. Don't use images that look like ads because they won't work very well. You'll waste your money. You won't get the returns that you could get if you use the right images. So they get a big fat red crosser on them. And the reason why is because people know what ads look like. No one's going onto Facebook looking forward to being sold to. No one goes and browses their newsfeed hoping to find an ad I can click on. We have to get their attention. And the best way to get their attention is with what we call going native. Use real pictures. Pictures that people might post on Facebook anyway. Here's some examples. Slightly embarrassing. This is me with some of my family. It's my son and daughter, my wife there, and my other son caught us all in a restaurant at Walt Disney World, I think that was, and we're all on our phones. Really good. That worked really well on ad campaign, by the way. Wasn't posed or anything, it was a real life picture. Pictures of our office have worked well for us on campaigns. Pictures of my dog, Monty. He's my miniature schnauzer, and there he is on my car seat. Monty has also been very successful on a Facebook ad. There's myself and my wife still with Mickey Mouse. You get the drift. Do not get your images professionally designed. Instead, get your phone out and take some real pictures. They are what will work best as images in your ads. I'll show you some others a little bit later on. The third element of the ad, of course, is the headlines. This is the bit down the bottom. So this worked well, really great campaign this was. Look at here, attention, menopausal ladies. So it's really short headline calling out to exactly who that ad is all about. Now, you do not need to be a copywriter to write ads. Hurrah! I'm going to give you the headline formula that you can use as well. So the first headline formula that we use is what we call the dog whistle. You know when you whistle your dog and he comes straight away because he recognizes your whistle? Well, that's what this is. You call out specifically to your target audience, to the people that you want to engage with. So you say, attention X, just like on that ad you saw there, menopausal ladies. It's of no interest to people who are not ladies going through or on the verge of going through the menopause. Other examples, attention local business owners, attention first-time buyers, attention newlyweds. You get the drift. It's the dog whistle approach to headlines. It is the one that works absolutely the best. So that's our headline element of our ads covered. Let me just share with you very briefly, some of our best performing ads of 2019. From our perspective in our business, these couple work really well with the cartoons in there. Some of those native pieces that I showed you work well as well, but my point is that two of our best performing ads, we did not use professional images. For some of our clients, these ads have worked really well. That's a will writing service. Look at that image, it's great. The second ad here that you see now is for a golfing holidays company. The little kid about to hit his 3-wood over the lake, or maybe not. Really good campaign. That both those worked really well. Neither of them are professionally designed images. Okay, use real images. That's the key thing. That ad also worked very well for a little selfie that Sue and I took on a beach on a holiday. This was one of our very best ads of 2019. We ran it for an optician up in the northwest of England. And you'll see there's a little bit of a dog whistle there. There's a call out to the audience. Enter the competition below for your chance to win a pair of glasses. You're only going to enter that competition if you wear glasses. That's the dog whistle piece. But look at that eye-catching image. He didn't want to run that image. He thought it was very unprofessional. He's very happy he ran it now. That ad, by the way, generated over 50,000